Hi, I'm Andy Parr, and you're watching The Gadget Guru. I have to tell you something that may come as a surprise to you. I'm not perfect, and there are occasions where I make mistakes, but I have to tell you, I take my product reviews very, very seriously. Now, let me tell you what I'm talking about. I recently had something to say that, well, it was kind of mediocre. In fact, it wasn't that flattering about this product right here. It's a Viair portable air compressor that's designed to inflate jumbo tires, such as the ones on my Prevost motor coach. So what we're going to do right now, I have spoken to the folks at Viair, and I'm going to try something that they suggested, and we're going to give it another chance. And that starts right now on the Gadget Guru. Here's the backstory. This product right here, the Viair 400p RV automatic portable air compressor, has gotten glowing reviews for use when inflating these jumbo RV or motor coach tires. Well, I have to tell you, I had a situation just a couple weeks ago. You know, I bought this about a month or so ago. It's been on my bus. I haven't had the chance to use it, and I think an air compressor is a great thing to carry around. Well, I was getting ready to leave one resort and getting ready to drive to another, and a couple of my tires were just about 3 pounds too low. So what I did, I read the instructions, I hooked it up, and I was having problems topping off my tires. Now, the reason this bike is back here is that I was able to learn that this thing works very well. At first I thought I had a bad one. I figured once I got settled, I'd return it back to the manufacturer or call them. Well, when I went to go hook it up to the Rad Mini, and by the way, you can see that review right up here. It's a very cool bike. Now, when I was setting up the bike, and these tires only require about 20 pounds of pressure, well, I used the Viair, and guess what? They inflated like that. This thing worked well. So what I did yesterday, I contacted the folks at Viair. And let me tell you, that was a very pleasant experience. I went to their website. I clicked the chat. I usually don't like these online chat features. I had a human being like this. And once I explained the problem, and I kind of showed them the snippet from that video right there, I had a phone call literally within seconds. So here's what I learned on this. The reason when I use this to attempt to top off the tires here, well, they have a pressure cutoff switch in here. And they were telling me that the cutoff switch is right around 110 pounds. So the best thing I need to do is to first bring my air pressure down to 108 pounds and then inflate it. Now, the designated pressure for these tires, based on the weight of my coach, and yes, I have had my coach corner weight, and you can see a video to that right up here, is 115 pounds. Now, I was about 112 pounds. You know, a lot of people would say, oh, that's no big deal. So I went to go hook this up, and I could not get this to go up whatsoever. In fact, after about 20 or 30 minutes of trying, when I went back to the pump, this thing was really hot. Well, as I read the instructions, they said, yeah, it's going to get hot. There's no oil in this thing. That's how you make it so small and powerful, compact, you know, that makes it work the way it does. So I went back after that conversation and I looked at the book, because I do read instruction manuals. How can I criticize them if I can't read them? So here's what we're going to do right now. Let me go and show you a little bit about this and what's included. Then we're going to hook it up to my Jeep battery, and while right now my pressure's right spot on at 115, we're going to bring the tire pressure down to 108, and then we're going to inflate it back up to see if it works. So here it goes. First of all, here's the air compressor. It's small, compact. It comes in this nifty carrying bag. It powers by putting this on your car battery. Some people, you know, of course, naturally would just put it on the battery of their bus or motorhome or motor coach or whatever RV they may have. However, I don't want to mess with my electrical system on the bus. My battery bay is really complicated. Well, I had the folks at Marathon say, okay, these are the two batteries you have to use. If I use the wrong ones, things could go boom, and I don't want to do that. Now, it comes with two extendable hoses. I believe they're 30 feet each. So for a 45-foot bus, you know, you should be able to get, you know, all four corners of this here. And these things can, you know, just snap right together. You know, it comes with an angle chuck. It comes with the type of chuck, and I hope I'm using the right terms, that you screw on. That's the one that I use for the bike here. And, you know, again, I tried to use this on the bus before, but I just really didn't have the opening to get in there. And it also comes with this nifty gauge. So here's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to go in and connect this over to the Jeep. We're going to hook this on. I'm going to use their gauge right here to bleed some pressure out of the tires, and then we're going to put it back up. Now, here's another thing. Let me say this is important. In here, if you notice here, you see this little red stopper? I guess this is to keep, debris and stuff from getting in when it's not in use. Make sure you take this out, because that's an inlet port. The air comes in here, and if you try to use it without it, well, you're just not going to get any pressure, and I'm sure it's not good for that. So here, we're going to remove that. I'm going to flip over to the Jeep, and we're going to continue. Okay, I hooked up the power. Let's see if this works. Yes, it does. And it's pretty quiet too. Now, the other thing they advise is to turn the engine on of the vehicle that you're using. I guess, you don't have any issues with draining power. That's what I'm going to do now. Okay, now the next step is, now, notice it doesn't have an ultra long cord here, so I'm going to rest this on the bumper of the Jeep. Now the next thing we do is I hook up my connectors. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now remember, I've only used this a couple of times. Once when I tried it on the tires, on the bus tires, and the other when I inflated it. Okay, oops. I know you got to snap these things on. It doesn't feel like it's good. Okay, oops, no, that was me. It was on that time. Okay, that feels good here. Now, let's see how many of these extensions I'm going to need here. I don't want to pull this on the ground. I have just enough footage, but I'm going to go in so not to stretch it, so we can test it with the second coiled hose. I'm going to go get the second one. We'll hook it right up. Okay, now we have the second one hooked up. Now, I'm going to get their gauge, and as I said, it has a bleeder valve on it too. We're going to put this on. Remember, I don't have the pump operating right here at the moment. I've never been really good at this stuff here. There, we got it. Okay, now, even though there's really nothing wrong, there's just a little pressure in the hose here. And this is kind of a great gauge here, because you have the connector here, and you have the bleeder here. I just put it back down. Now, let's go in and move up to the tire. I'd lose my head if it wasn't screwed on. Now, of course, I said we had this adapter right over here. This is so I can put the chuck in. For this one, I'm going to use the angle chuck. Personally, I'd like to use the screw-on one, but you know how these tires are. In fact, I can use the screw-on one here. Let me get that one. On the inside tires, it makes it a little bit more complicated. So let me go on and hook this up first. Okay, that's in solid. Okay, now let me go turn the pump on. Now I just walked probably about 25 feet from the pump over here. You see, it's not overly loud, and again, it does time out. I don't know how that works. It does not have like one of those pancake storage compartments in here. I'm going to put this cap here so I don't lose it. I'm going to screw this on here. Now, this works well on the outer tires. You try to do them the inner ones. Because it's 90 degree, it's kind of difficult to do, but this sure beats going back and forth with the chuck. Now I'm going to look at right here, and I'm going to try to zoom in on that here. Okay, these tires, per my TPMS, are right at 115, and that's pretty much spot on, so that I know when I'm looking at the gauge, it's going to be pretty close here. So what I'm going to do, if I try to fill up here, it's really not going to do anything. So I'm going to take their recommendation. I'm going to bleed some air out, get it down to about between 108 and 110. I don't like taking too much air out of my tires. So we're doing this for testing. Okay, right here. Okay, if I look at the gauge here, that's 5, 10, 15, 20. So I'm well below. So now I'm going to take the air pressure up to see how this works. Okay, I'm about 110. When I get up to 115, I'm just going to press and hold. Let's see if I have to jump it up. Honestly, I don't remember what they told me when I was talking to them on the phone. But here, right here, I'm about 110, so we've gotten a little bit in there. Take it back up again. Okay, looks like a 111. Remember, because of the size of this thing, it's kind of amazing. It's blowing up this big tire. Now, the other thing, when you're inflating tires, it can be dangerous. I really don't like standing this close. I'd be much more comfortable if they had a longer hose here. Okay, I'm going to let go of it for a moment. It's settled in. It's right at 110. So I've just put a few pounds of pressure in it. It looks like it's getting closer to 115. Okay, I'm going to let go of it for a minute. Compressor stops. Kind of jump it up there. And I gotta tell you, questions, comments, and opinions are appreciated. So if I'm not doing this correctly, please put your comments below here or on your favorite motorhome forum. Okay, we're gonna stop here. Okay, still have a little bit more to go. Okay, and we are probably almost exactly to where it was when I started. And I have to tell you, when I did this before, when I was at my previous destination, let me tell you, I could not get this thing. You know, I started with about 112 pounds, trying to get up to 115. It would not go. And it's doing it now. Right now, it appears I'm about 113, 114, just a little boost there. And I should be pretty close. Hold on, let's see. Settling in, it's only just a hair less than where it was when I started. Okay, I'm going to give just a little bit more. When I was talking to folks at Viair, they said on tires this size, it's better to overfill just a little bit. You know, you don't want to balloon them up. Overfill a little bit and then bleed them down to the correct pressure. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do now. I should be about, let's see how we're doing here. Okay, I'm just going to just do it right now. This is showing pretty much exactly what it was. Now granted, when I take this off, we're going to lose a little pressure here, but not much. This is, let me tell you, this is a pretty good chuck connector. Okay, now you see why I redid this. Again, if you go back and watch the bicycle video here on the Red Mini, my comment there was that while the Viair air compressor worked great on the bike, that it failed miserably on the tires. Now, I'm going to take partial blame, and I'm going to also put the other issue on the Viair instruction manual. I'm going to take the blame because, you know, I guess I don't know why I should take them. I should have called them when I had a problem. I didn't. The Viair manual does say that the pressure cutoff is at 130 pounds of pressure. Well, I was well below that. I was just trying to get up to 115. I was around 112. But when I spoke to them, they said, well, the air pressure cutoff is at 110 pounds, so take it down to 108. I'm going to go in and put a buy rating on it. It's small, it's compact, it comes in a great carrying case. Everything fits all in one. And, you know, I got to tell you, it's just a great safety thing to have on your bus, to have at home, to use for bikes or whatever. Okay, remember, the easiest way to keep posted on my new posts is just to simply like us on Facebook, facebook.com/thegadgetguru. Don't forget to subscribe to us right here on YouTube. Remember, if you like this video, you're probably going to like this one. And if you like that one, you're going to like this one too. That's it for now. I'm the Gadget Guru, Indy Parr.